In November 2029, Black Hollow, Alaska, was a typical northern town of 2,000 people. Surrounded by miles of frozen wilderness, it had no history of unusual events or unexplained crimes. That changed on a single winter morning when more than 300 children woke up and described the exact same nightmare to their parents. Every child reported a tall figure standing outside their window. It had no eyes, no mouth, and a smooth, featureless head. According to the reports, the figure spoke only one sentence: "I will come back in 7 nights." Local doctors initially suggested mass suggestion, but the statistical data contradicted them. Hundreds of children who had not spoken to one another described identical visual details and the same 7-day timeline. The situation in Black Hollow shifted from a psychological curiosity to a localized crisis. Every child in the town was now operating on the same synchronized countdown. On the second night, every security camera in town malfunctioned at exactly 3:07 a.m. The footage froze for precisely 33 seconds across every device simultaneously. By the third night, residents reported 3 loud knocks on their doors. When they investigated, they found the fresh snow undisturbed. There were no footprints or tracks leading to the homes. On the fourth night, pets began vanishing from inside locked homes and secured yards. Search teams found no forensic evidence, no forced entry, and no signs of the animals in the surrounding woods. Sheriff Mason Reed discovered muddy handprints covering the windows of the sheriff's office. Each print was nearly twice the size of an adult man's hand. Laboratory testing found no identifiable fingerprints and no DNA. On the 7th night, at 3:07 a.m., every light and generator in Black Hollow failed for 33 seconds. When the power returned, 31 children had disappeared from their bedrooms. Every door and window remained locked from the inside. One of the largest search operations in Alaskan history followed, involving the FBI and local divers. They found no bodies and no evidence, demonstrating that the children had left no physical trail to follow. Over the next few years, identical disappearances occurred in Canada, Norway, Finland, and Iceland. Each case followed the same pattern: the 3:07 a.m. camera failures, the vanishing animals, and the 7-night timeline. To address the escalating crisis, international authorities formed Project Night 7. The task force was designed to find a common link between these geographically isolated events. Researchers discovered that every affected town sat directly above ancient glacial formations. Satellite imaging then revealed a massive network of geometric tunnels stretching across multiple countries. They were far too large to be natural, yet appeared in no historical records. The discovery forced the investigation to pivot. The disappearances were linked to a prehistoric subterranean infrastructure that predates modern civilization. Dr. Evelyn Carter led an expedition into an Alaskan tunnel. The walls were smooth as glass and covered in unknown symbols. Their instruments and radios failed the moment they entered the prehistoric structure. Deep underground, the team reached a chamber containing a 300-foot black pillar. The structure absorbed all light, and its surface was covered in thousands of tiny, children-sized handprints. During their retreat, the team's lights failed and a deep voice echoed through the tunnels, repeating the 7 nights warning. 3 members of the expedition never made it back to the surface. In 2034, a Greenland manuscript was discovered, describing a species of faceless beings who lived beneath the ice. The text identified their leader by a specific title: the Collector. Similar titles appeared in Inuit and Scandinavian folklore, each describing a figure who arrived to take children. Governments realized they were tracking a pattern that had existed for centuries. In 2038, 9-year-old Emma Collins returned. She had vanished from a Canadian town 4 years earlier, but when she walked out of the forest, she had not aged a day. Biological testing showed that while Emma had been gone for 4 years, only 3 days had passed for her body. Time within the subterranean network appeared to operate at a different rate. Emma described a vast city illuminated by blue light, where thousands of missing children lived without aging. At the center of the city was a black tower, where the Collector resided. When asked about the Collector's motive, Emma stated he was waiting for enough children to finally return to the surface. Shortly after her interview, Emma vanished from a secure government facility at exactly 3:07 a.m. Emma's disappearance from a high-security room while under constant guard suggests that physical barriers and professional surveillance do not impede the collector's reach. In 2042, the phenomenon reached major cities, including New York, London, and Berlin. Millions of children simultaneously reported seeing the faceless figure. On the seventh night, more than 8,000 children vanished worldwide. The scale of the event overwhelmed global emergency services and rendered conventional defense strategies ineffective. A final military team descended into the Alaskan tunnel network and reached a cavern where thousands of children stood silently around the Black Tower. Recovered footage shows a figure over 40 feet tall, slowly descending from the darkness of the cavern ceiling. It possessed smooth black skin and the same faceless head described by the children in Black Hollow. The final Project Night 7 report suggests that the collector has reached a turning point. After centuries of small-scale abductions, the massive scale of the 2042 harvest indicates he may finally have the numbers he requires to begin his return.